episode, we gonna talk about the news that was dropped yesterday, among some other things. Talk about Tank and Ryan Garcia a little bit. You know, the fight is still going through some dilemmas right now about what network is gonna broadcast a potential fight with Tank and Ryan Garcia. It isn't official yet, and it's also a question about, well, what banner is Tank gonna be fighting under, because he claims that he is not with Mayweather Promotions, but he also said that he cannot talk about it. So I think people are are a whole bunch of confused about what the fuck is going on with Tank Davis. And at the end of the day, you know, people are seeking answers, and Tank needs to be more specific, and he needs to be a little bit more transparent about what's going on with him and Mayweather Promotions. Is he or isn't he with Mayweather Promotions? So we shall find out soon enough. But all right, so let's get to the topic at hand. We all know what happened with Adrian Broner dropping that bomb that he signed with BLK. He signed a 3-fight deal, and he's saying he's gonna recommit himself to boxing. Now, of course, you had a few people like hating on it, but what else is new? At the end of the day, it just further proves what a lot of people been saying about what's been going on with the PBC, that the money is looking funny. Like, at the end of the day, I don't know what it is with some of these dudes having this blind loyalty to Al Heyman, when Al Heyman improved time and time again. He don't give a damn about the black community. He don't give a damn about a lot of those black fighters, because he favored a lot of those Hispanic fighters over the brothers, and that's fact. And it's been proven. And another thing, what's so funny, he didn't put all them Hispanic fighters on pay-per-views, but they can't seem to sell. But they supposed to have so much support. They supposed to buy all the tickets. They supposed to buy all the pay-per-views. But if you look at Hispanic versus Hispanic pay-per-view, it's done terrible numbers. Or as Charles Barkley would say, terrible, Kenny. It done terrible. So that was cap. But I've been saying that it was cap, because if you look at the most successful pay-per-views in boxing history, for the most part, with the exception of Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, some of the most successful boxing matches, let alone pay-per-views, have been between black fighters. Sorry to bust some of you guys' bubbles, but you know, at the end of the day, a lot of these lying-ass content creators and channels, they've been exposed, and they just refuse to take their L, because now the truth is out there. But I guess Adrian Broner lying too. I guess everybody is lying on the PBC. You know what's so insulting about this? I sent the correspondent to cover the Deontay Wilder fight, even though I didn't get credentialed. Still sent him out there and got interviews and got information. And those PBC fighters, I'm not going to say their names, but at least 3 of them said they didn't know when was their next fight. And then they said they didn't even know what network they was going to fight on. And then keep in mind, there was a text when, you know, a certain fighter got caught in a lie. Said, well, when you fighting when it's no network deal? Y'all act like y'all just don't want to see the obvious. Like I keep saying, why is Floyd fighting on DAZN when he's always fought on Showtime? Now all of a sudden Floyd then moved to DAZN when he's clearly had a good relationship with Showtime. That just goes to show you something is going on. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate that, man. But you got blind because you listen to these channels that sit up there lying to you. And I'm going to keep calling them out. And I'm gonna keep saying that y'all are liars. And I don't care whether I'm cool with y'all or not, but y'all need to quit lying, and y'all need to stop acting like y'all know what the hell y'all talking about when y'all don't. Because all it come down to is these dudes being fanboys. And I'm gonna just keep it 100. The PBC then showed you that they ain't trying to make this fight. Like I said, their worst nightmare came true when Terrence Crawford called they bluff and said, all right, I'll take the 35-65. You heard Floyd Mayweather out of his own damn mouth say that Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford is not going to take place on November the 19th. He said it may take place. If it takes place, it'll be further down the line. And that's if they can find a network. And I wouldn't be surprised if BLK within the next week or two, or maybe even by the end of the year, sign a few more fighters. I'm all for this. But the problem that I have, I presented tons of evidence showing you who was the real reason why this fight never happened. But you choose to turn a blind eye. You choose to cover your eyes and cover your ears because you don't want to hear the truth. But keep listening to these dudes. Keep listening to these dudes, man, and they fake panels. How many times have I exposed them for being liars? How many times have I exposed them? Who's been more accurate? Sometimes the dude that got the smaller channel is the more accurate dude. Because see, here's the thing, I'm not doing this for views, I'm not doing this for subscribers, I'm not really doing this for the money. Because I have a 9-to-5 that I'll make decent money. I don't live off this YouTube money. To be honest with you, the money I make doing YouTube, I use for gas. Or I may buy a pair of kicks. And I'm just keeping it 100. But who's been accurate? Me. I have. I've been accurate from the start. And I'm going to keep saying it. I told y'all back in 2019 that they was going to do this stuff. That the PBC was going to play games. All this cap about, oh, you got to lead the plantation. That's what they told Terrence Crawford. Well, now you see what the real plantation is. You see where the real plantation is. Who on the real plantation? Where these dudes can't even make a move, where they got to ask somebody's permission. Can they text something? Can they tweet something? Like I said, I'm sorry that the truth hurts. Well, I guess you're going to be in pain or you're going to say ouch. But you keep listening to these dudes who just make up stuff. I've countered everything. And most people with common sense believe who's preventing the fight from happening. They had all these, like I said, they had all these demands. And every time you looked around, they kept pushing the goalpost back. And like I said before, everybody keep talking about Terrence Crawford snaked Errol Spence. No, he didn't. How he snaked Errol Spence when he told Al Haymon and both Errol Spence that he was going to take another fight? So how does that make any kind of sense? How does that make any kind of sense when they already knew? What it was, they was trying to do damage control. They was trying to save face when Terrence Crawford said, you know what, I'm going to go fight somebody else. I'm not going to sit up here and wait for you guys to come with a deal. Yo, 35% up the net pay before taxes. But I can't see the books. See the books. Like I said, you can just give me anything. And like I said before, don't listen to these dudes that be trying to play that black card, because it was funny. Now you're going to have some people that's going to try to solidify this. So now that Adrian Broner is part of BLK, that means it's legit. You got people saying Terrence Crawford still hasn't officially announced it. He told it to ESPN. They got a promo poster for it. How's he not announced? Bernie, the boxer, said it's gonna happen. This is what you call reaching and micro critiquing, because at the end of the day, the Errol Spence Brigade just can't take their L and just come to grips that the PBC fucked this up. Or they never had no intentions on doing business with Terrence Crawford to begin with. Like I said, when they pulled that stuff in 2018 at Wilder Fury 1, where they showed everybody on the Jumbotron except Terrence Crawford, that kind of was like a telltale sign. And keep in mind, they don't even really do business with the WBO. They really didn't even want to acknowledge the WBO belt that Terrence Crawford had. So I'm stating the facts. Like I said before. Now, if it turns out Errol Spence get one last fight in before the end of the year, what's gonna happen to that? Oh, well, how did this fight get made so fast? Like some people were saying about Terrence Crawford, just reaching for the sky again and coming down with nothing. See, the difference between me and other people, I'm not influenced by nobody. Nobody can make me say shit. Nobody can intimidate me whatsoever. I'm gonna always say what the hell I want to say and what needs to be said. Everybody talking about they saw contracts. Wasn't no damn contracts. What happened? It's funny how everybody will cherry pick and say, "Oh well, Terrence Crawford said that he signed a contract." Well, Terrence Crawford never officially said he signed a contract. That was just a rumor. Just like that was a rumor about Errol Spence saying that he signed a contract in July. Well, that turned out not to be true. It's funny how people will cherry pick something that Terrence Crawford supposed to have said, but then when you repeat what Errol Spence said, then all of a sudden, oh, you're a hater. Oh, you're a sellout. Lame. But now that Adrian Broner did left, and keep in mind, Adrian Broner said he hadn't even got his You have Adrian Broner saying that they didn't have no network. Then you had some fighters at Deontay Wilder, Hellenius, saying that they didn't know what network they was going to be fighting on. But I'm the one that's lying. But y'all listening to these goofballs with their fake ass panels making up stuff and trying to have a discussion, trying to wing everything. All Terrence Crawford did is just show Errol Spence that he didn't need him, that he can make a move without him. So now, like I said, Errol Spence fans are in their feelings, and they, you know what I'm saying? For some reason, they heard about it. So what do? They go on the defensive. They go on the attack when tons of evidence has been presented to them. They remind me of, you know what Errol Spence fans remind me of? A lot of them, the goofy ones. They remind me of a dude who was led to believe that a kid was theirs, and you didn't show them all kind of paperwork. They took multiple DNA tests, and it's been proven the kid ain't yours. But yet they still in denial. They still believe the kid is theirs. And you didn't show you didn't show tons of paperwork. You didn't show mountains of evidence. Inconsistency out of Errol Spence. Inconsistency out of the PBC. Tim Smith said out of his own damn mouth that they didn't know if they was going to have the type of money to offer Terrence Crawford for a fight with Errol Spence that they thought wouldn't be insulting to them. So I told you all along back then in January that they had no intentions on making this fight. I'm not worried about you Aerospence fanboys being upset. Nobody gives a damn about y'all. Keep the excuses coming. Keep the cap going. Keep the denial going. Keep listening to them lying ass channels that I done made fools out of on a regular basis. Keep listening to dudes that don't cover fights. Keep listening to them. And how and see how often they right versus being wrong. They're wrong most of the time. Like I said before, if they want to keep if these dudes want to keep having their panels and they discussions and all that stuff about lies, that's on them. They kill their credibility. How many times have I said something was going to happen and it happened? Keep in mind, I predicted before anybody else that HBO was going to abandon a boxing program. But now it looked like that they may be bringing it back. Now let me tell you something else. I done heard from just a few people saying that there are serious money issues at the PBC. So just remember, getting back to that, I predicted before anybody else that HBO was going to get out of boxing. But now I'm telling you that if they get back into boxing, which I'm hearing that there's a great possibility that they may bring back boxing. Remember, you heard it here first. And I could have sworn Adrian Broner kind of hinted that too. Now the question is, like I said, to what capacity is HBO going to bring back boxing? Will they be willing to work with other promotional companies? Top Rank has the deal with ESPN. It's bad blood between HBO and Al Heyman. Now, what I think could happen is maybe they might have lunch or something with Al Heyman, and they tell Al Heyman, well, if you could bring Floyd Mayweather back to some capacity, then maybe we could work a deal. But they was really pissed at Al Heyman and for taking Richard Schaefer, because I heard Richard Schaefer played a role in brokering that deal with Showtime as well, and they was really pissed off about the Showtime. You know how I know? Because when HBO did their last fight, and they were showing highlights and highlights from past fights, they did not show one fight that featured Floyd Mayweather. And Floyd Mayweather fought several times on HBO. So that just to show you how pissed off they was at Floyd, and I did a video about that. So that's the thing. Al Heyman had burnt a lot of bridges, like I keep saying. He didn't burn bridges with Showtime. He didn't burn bridges with Fox. And this is why I keep trying to tell you guys that their pay-per-view numbers were inflated. They wasn't doing the numbers that they was telling us, because if they was, then they would still have their deal. They still would have their deal. But of course, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm hating. And like I said, anybody at that point that think Terrence Crawford is ducking Errol Spence and he the reason why the fight didn't happen, you are a fucking moron. You really are. And I'm trying to be nice by just saying that you a moron. just real talk. Disrespectful. I could get even more disrespectful, but at this point, I'm trying to be nice. I really am, but I'm just telling you that from. I'm just telling you that from the heart on some real talk. If you think that Terrence Crawford ducked Errol Spence, you need to take your ass to rehab or something, or you just in denial. Al Heyman just didn't want to do business with Terrence Crawford because they saw Terrence Crawford as a serious threat. Like I keep saying, the overall goal to me was to move Errol Spence up to 154, put him in some winnable fights, put him in some fights that he can win, get him maybe 2 or 3 fights at 154, and then fight Canelo at some kind of catch weight. That was the overall plan, because like I said before, if they was really serious about making Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence, it would have never got out that Errol Spence was included in one of those packages for Canelo to get him to stay with the PBC and Showtime. And then the funny part about it was you had a lot of people co-signing an Errol Spence versus Canelo fight. You know a few people, like that inconsistent ass, the least attorney. That dude. But like I said, y'all choose to get information from them dudes. Well, here's the thing. Though. What nationality is Canelo? What's his origin? Mexican? You know where I'm going with this. Canelo too big for Errol Spence. Well, you didn't heard Errol Spence say he want to fight him. So you should already know what's up with that. Like I said, man, don't get mad at me. I'm just, I'm presenting the truth. I'm sorry that it bothers some of y'all, man, but that's just, y'all just gonna have to take it on the chin. Real talk. I hate what's being done. I'm real passionate about this because I love the sport of boxing. I grew up watching. And like I said, I'm happy for Adrian Broner that he finally free. He seemed stress-free. Well, here's the thing. If Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman happens, well, I can't wait to see how people go spin this. I can't wait to see how people go spin this if Errol Spence end up fighting Keith Thurman, a dude he said he'd never fight. But that's also who Al Heyman been wanting him to fight. I don't know if he gonna fight that other dude. Though. But Al Heyman has always wanted him to fight Keith Thurman. Hey, could somebody block that last comment? I don't have time for that. So somebody block that person in the comment. Yeah, block his ass. Don't bring that bull over here. Well, if Spence versus Thurman happens, then like I see, I can't wait to see how they gonna spin this. Hey, maybe they'll do what everybody else do. They'll blame it on Russell Westbrook. They'll say it's Russell Westbrook's fault. I'ma laugh. Because like I said, at the end of the day, all this stuff about I'm my own boss. You ain't your own boss. You ain't your own. You've been capping for the longest. Ain't nothing but cap. You can't do nothing without that man's okay. So like I said before, sound like some plantation stuff to me. Like I said before, when I interviewed the Russells, when they was having issues with you know who, they was telling me to be cool. But, you know, they was telling me to be cool. And I was cool. All this information that I'm relaying to y'all, this is nothing new. I've been hearing about this for a while. I've been hearing about this for the longest. But, you know, people can't tell people the truth this day and age. You know, you can't. Because people don't want to hear the truth. They want you to convince them. They want you to convince them that it's something else. And to be honest with you, that's not my job, man. That's not my job to say what you want me to say. I can't do that. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. So if you guys are allergic to the truth, then I don't know what to tell you. I cannot help you with that. I can't help you with that. So I'm just keeping it a buck. I can't do nothing for you, man. I can't. Yeah, I know. Good looking out for blocking them. You gotta block those dudes. But anyway, you guys, appreciate you, tapping in. It's your boy Town Biz. I'm out.